Down on the 30 to 40, 30, 40, down on the 50, down on the 50, down on again, 50 in the back, and 60 down on the 60 again, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80 down on again, 75, you say, 75 down on the 75, 80 down on again, sir, 80 but 85, 85 and 90, down on the 90, down on the gun, 90, down on the 90, down on the 90, down on the now 5, down on the 95, 95, and 90, down on the 95, and 100 down on again, give 100 down on it even, 95 and 100 down on 100 down.
In 1964, my dad built this house. My parents picked this prime real estate so us kids could go to the best school in the area. Orchard Park was known for his park-like setting and wealthy backdrops of homes filled with doctors and lawyers. He was connected to this home like it was part of him. He hoarded stuff throughout his life and felt at home amongst his junk. Did I say junk? He thought every piece he stored was a treasure. I remember this Santa doll only in photographs, but on the day of the auction, a flood of memories came back to me as I walked past pile after pile of personal belongings. What I do remember was a doll with plastic hair. I saw it in a lot for sale with a child's dish.
Oh, wow. Is it funny? Karen brought me this little picture. Debbie, May 57. Yeah. Out on the boat.
I'm going to put your jewelry box, Betty, and your pillow. This is the stuff we were going to ask you if you could, unless you wanted to go through it, you know.
2 months before the auction, my family got together to pick through what remained in the house. Now this was no small feat, because neither one of my parents were able to rid the house of anything. Throughout the day, we scored over mountains of things. Each of us took objects that were either special or useful to us. We laughed hard at some of the things my parents saved, and at times found a familiar connection as to why. This is where my dad used to make wine.
Oh. Is still any here?
Oh, yeah. Did you look in this other? Across the hall here?
Where did he get the grapes from? Did he grow them or
Oh, no, he'd get whatever. He'd make dandelion, apple, whatever. Pineapple. He made tons of different things. My first lathe and sander machine. I was a kid. In addition to personal things, we found a multitude of unique items, such as Life magazines, one dated as far back as September 25th, 1939. There were almost 100 Life magazines. That 1939 issue, it talked about Field Marshal Lord Ironsides and discussed U.S. neutrality and its efforts to recover from the First World War. My dad also had saved National Geographic magazines, having every issue since 1980, including the famous cover of the Afghan girl with the compelling eyes. My nephew found a book written by Teddy Roosevelt called African Game Trails. It was a first edition copywritten in 1910. We found posters, drink signs from the carnival, and other magazines that were illustrative of the 1950s. We found photo books filled with tintypes. As a photographer, I recognized these antiquated photographs that were made by exposing images on tin that were covered by an emulsion. These tintype photo books received great interest and sold for around $50 each. Old currency was found along with my dad's war helmet and a flag with 48 stars. He was discharged with those after serving in World War II. My mom paid about $250 for this painting. It took $20 at the auction. On the other hand, this table, it was something that I fixed and repaired for my mom. I didn't think it was worth much, but somebody did, and they bid a lot of money on it and took it home. This was my BB gun. I remember trying to shoot squirrels with my friend Pete in the backyard. All kinds of people came to this auction. The curious, the serious,
the antique buyer, the collector, and the hoarder. It was a warm August day as people mingled around piles, boxes, and rows of stuff that was pulled from all corners of my parents' house. Stuff was set up on tables when it was considered special or valuable. My dad must have had 50 wooden chairs stored up in the garage. One might ask where my dad got all this stuff. He was the kind of guy that would stop on the side of the road when he saw something interesting. And interesting could be anything. Several of my cousins were present the day of the auction, so it made the passing of 4 decades a little easier to take. We laughed about many things. Turns out, they enjoy saving things also. I was grateful to have things kept in the family.
Well, I have a Toby collection.
Hello.
There's Toby's over there. So. Yeah. Oh, this is part of my collection. Yeah.
Anybody collect all this stuff? Up at one guy have all this stuff.
We wondered the same
I
thing.
said no. I said
Oh, no.
no.
I have 115 bid 120, 125, 125,000 again at 125,000. Now then 120 is bid 125, 125,000. Any advance to 125 under 120 bid 125. At 125, 125, somebody give 125 and 120 bid 125. You all done at 125. Everybody satisfied with the price. 125, 125, 120 is bid 125,000. What do you think about where it's at with the 120 plus the 10? It's 132 is what the total is.
I think it's low.
All right. What do you want to sell it for right now? What would be your number?
150.
It was approved for a mortgage already, and I know my limits, you know, so.
Yeah, it surprised me that we didn't get a higher.
I was shocked because we were remember we came and you didn't have anything out yet?
Mm-hmm.
And at that time it was like, but the heat you cleaned out so well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like a different house, but
Yeah.
then again, the
Well,
market
we
now.
know that I know the market is not helping us at
And
all.
plus, you know, like things like you brought up gutters, it's gonna need other work that we gotta have additional.
Oh yeah, there's no
cash on
denying
hand.
what it needs
You
to
know,
be done.
You know, another thing you could think about, not that I'm pushing you, is the cleanup. If
Well, that's
what's
part of
left.
the problem.
Okay, if you
And
go
I
and get
understand.
dumpsters and,
I
you
understand that.
know,
And you know what, good, we have 48 hours, we can talk about
We have
it.
$1,500 in dumpsters already.
oh, at least.
So you're a 10% increase, Randy?
Yeah, the buyer's premium takes it to, so the total purchase price is 132,000.
Right, okay, so it's a 10%.
Does this mean I gotta give you the Discover card?
Yeah, yeah.
Those are some major points.
Yeah.
They did
I
agree
did
to
the
it
job
to
of
get-
raising my hand.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I never been to an auction before. That was.
You
Did it
did
make you
great.
nervous?
Okay,
You did
my,
great.
my son's like this. Don't do it too fast, man. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
the adrenaline gets lead in the basement. Group of lead, several hundred pounds of lead. Somebody give $10 on all the lead in the basement. 10 is bid 15 on the lead. 10 is bid 15. Now 20. 20 bid 25 on the lead. 25, 30. 30 bid $30 on again on the lead. $30 on the wannabe. 30 and 35. 35, $40 on the lead now. $40 on the 45 into 45 on the lead. 45 get the lead out. 45 again. 40 into 45 sells to you at $40. Buyer number is 424. 424. Or wood that's down in the basement. Somebody get $50 on the contents of the basement. $50. Somebody get 25 on the contents of the basement. 25 is bid 30 and 40 and 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90 and a 90. 90 on the contents. 90 and 100. 110. 120. 120. 130 and 140 and 150 and 160 and 170 and 170 again. 170. 170 and 180. Down again 180. 170 bid 180 on the contents of the basement. 180. 180. You have within the week to get it out. 180. 190. Make arrangements with me. 190. 190 again. At 180. 190. 190 on the contents of the basement at 190, sold $180 straight away. Buyer number 469, 469. Randy, close off the basement, shut it off. There will be no more access to the basement until the auction is over. Okay. On the fireman's hat right there, somebody give $10 again on the fire helmet there. $5 on the 5, $10 to bid 10, 15 to 20 to 20 to 20 does it again. 15 and 20, 15 bid 20 to $5 to bid 25, 30 bid 30 bid 30, $30 5, 35 again, 35 40, $40 to fire hat, $40 to $35 to bid 40 to sold, $35 buyer 483, 483 the buyer. Guns here, number one, the Winchester 22 caliber rifle bolt action. We're going to give them right to them right today. You can go and take it then and put it in your car or your vehicle. We'll give it to you right away. Just ask that you go in and pay for it. Winchester 22 caliber rifle with the clip and the Weaver scope bolt action model 69A. Somebody give $100 on the gun. $50 on the rifle, $50 on the bid, 25 in the gun, 25, 30 and $40 again, 40 in the back, $40 on the 30 bid, 40, 30, $40 on the $50 on the $50 again, 50 in the back and $60 on the 60 again, 60, 70, 70, 80, $80 again, 75 you say, $75 on the 75, $80 again, sir, 80 bid 85, 85 and $90 and $90 again, $90 and $90 and $90 and now $5 and 95, 95 and $90 and $30 and $40 and
Oh,
$50
yeah, a
and
little
$50,
bit.
$60 and 60, $70 and $80 again, $80, $90 and $90 and $80, $90, $80
Pardon
and
me?
$90 again,
Yeah, I'm very happy.
$90 and $90 $100 again, on a pair of Pepsi signs, on a pair of Pepsi signs there, buying a pair, somebody get 50 on the pair of them there, 50 to the bid 25, 25, 30 to the 25, 30 to 30 to 30 to the dirt and all, 35 to the again, 35 to the bid 30 to 35, 30 to the 35 on the pair of signs there, 30 to 35 to the bid 30's in the back, 35 all on the 35, sold $30. Now we'll do the car, gonna sell the 1957 Lincoln Premier. They bought that car brand new in the fall of '56, and I believe they bought a new car in the early '70s, parked that one there, and it sat there ever since. There is no title, no registration, no paperwork. We will give you a receipt that says you bought the car. That is all we have to give you, so you're not getting a registration or title for that, and you have within the week to get it out. Okay, you have next week if you want to come, bring your wife and your girlfriend in a tow truck and get the car out of there. Feel free to do that. Do not cut a tree down or anything to try and get it out, but you should be able to get a tow truck back in there and winch it out and around. Somebody give $100 on the car, on the Lincoln Premier from 1957. Somebody give $50 on the car. $50 on the car, somebody give $50 on the car, $25 on the Lincoln, 25 is bid, $30 on the car, 25 is bid, somebody give $30 on the Lincoln, and $30 on the 25 on the bid, $30 on again, $30 on the car, 25 bid, $30 on it, 30 bucks, any advance to $30 on the 25 bid, $30, $25, the buyer $469, $25 to $469. All right, let's get into guns, guys.
Shortly after the auction was over and people were mingling around picking up the stuff that they had bid on, I saw a pile with a notebook in it. It looked familiar. The notebook was something I made as a kid. It was a journal from one of our family trips. The man who bought this pile, that included my book, tried to sell it to me.
You are right. If it was fixed up, it would sell for a lot.
I know it.
You gotta weigh it both
I know,
ways, though.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just this needs to be jazzed up too. It's 1960s.
I know. I already.
Okay.
70.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
did.
So.
Yeah, it'd be great to say cash, close the door, walk away, but
You had the simple things done, simple stuff. Fascia, vinyl and metal on the fascia and the soffit, and the
the
gutters,
backyard.
and finish cleaning up the basement. You can get 180, 190 for the fee.
All right, folks, it's time
Thank
to
you
get
for your
started here.
honesty.
To be honest, I mean, like I said,
I appreciate that.
good luck to you.
Thank you, good luck to you too.